Hi all, good morning and good evening as well. So in the morning class, what we discussed about mutual TLS authentication mechanism, how it will work. And also we started integrity, we did not complete yet. So integrity, why we have to discuss separately. Already this topic we discussed long back under the CIA triad. But on the application side, why we have to discuss on the integrity? Because to verify authentication and also to verify the identity of the user and also to verify the identity and access management. So to all those things, because nowadays authentication related category of the attacks are coming a lot, that too on the application side. So why we have to concentrate more on the identity side. So that may be single sign-on solution, that may be identity and access management, that may privilege access management, last but not least, zero trust network access. These places we are going to discuss about completely authentication part. So that authentication and also whenever any internal employee or maybe an external attacker, they are trying to do the adding or deleting or modifying to know about exactly who has done what, like a traceability kind of thing. So we have to go and we have to verify the digital signature. The digital signature is depending on completely integrity. So that is the reason we are very much focusing on the identity and access management side. Okay. Now, as I said on the morning class itself, integrity is depending on three parameters. One is hashing algorithm, and second one is HMAC, and third one digital signature. So once again, these digital signatures are depending on the SSL TLS certificate. So why we have to use this SSL TLS certificate and what type of category of the attacks it can be prevented SSL TLS certificate, and also what type of the other WASP top 10 category of the attack or SANS top 25 category of the attacks, it is going to detect, it is going to prevent, it is going to block. So that is the reason we have to discuss about digital signature part. Let's go and discuss about in-depth analysis of the SSL TLS certificate. So SSL TLS certificates. So before going to the SSL TLS certificate, first I will give the couple of introduction. Already this one we discussed. So first is SSL. So full form is secure socket layer. And port number obviously it's a 443. So now why we are not using any more? Okay, so SSL, already SSL is invented almost in 2003 and 2008 in between. So these are all SSL versions, whatever we are using, it's like obsolete or legacy or older version. Even SSL 1.0 and 2.0 and 3.0. These are all the versions. Attacker is identifying weak vulnerabilities and is trying to do the hard to bleed category of the attack or poodle category of the attack or sweet 32 category of the attacks and so on. So that is the reason we are not using any more SSL versions. Completely we are moving away from the SSL to TLS. So what are the different SSL versions are invented or developed? SSL versions are SSL 1.0, SSL 2.0, SSL 3.0. So as I said, these are all completely legacy or older version. And in these legacy and older versions, already there are a lot of vulnerabilities are existing. And also it is mainly focusing on the secure socket layer. So nothing but it is not providing the full-fledged in-depth analysis whenever any data is moving from the X to Y location, that may be through email communication, that may be through our website communication, that may be through our virtual private network, that may be through our RDP access, or maybe our Linux access and so on. So that is the reason we already moved away from the SSL to TLS version. So these versions are completely legacy or older version or obsolete. Nothing but we are not using anymore these SSL versions. To eliminate whatever drawbacks are there under the SSL versions, now we are using TLS. So full form is transport layer security. So under the transport layer security, once again port number 443. Don't think like only HTTPS has 443 number. Even SSL TLS also 443 number. Okay. So port number is 443. So now under the TLS, so there are several versions already it is developed, and also current versions already we are using, and also we are going to implement future versions also. So what is the past we used TLS versions are TLS version 1.0. Whenever you are running the vulnerability management scan against on the any server or any application, most of the cases we can identify TLS version 1.0. Hope you remember when I scanned my laptop under the vulnerability management using the NSS essential, already we identified this issue also. So nothing but whatever applications and whatever SLTLS certificates are deployed in my laptop, I'm using TLS version. Then what is the solution for this one? Obviously, we have to upgrade the TLS version to TLS 1.2 and TLS 1.3. Okay. So this is already legacy. This one we should not use it once again. Next one is TLS version 1.1. This one also legacy or older version or outdated version otherwise. So next one is TLS 1.2. So currently we are using TLS 1.2. So very soon this one is going to obsolete. I think by end of this year 2025. So TLS version 1.2 also going to complete. Already TLS 1.3 and TLS 1.4. TLS 1.3 already we are using. TLS 1.4 currently it is in beta version. What is meant by this beta version? Basically it is in development stage. It's not completed as part of the software development life cycle. Officially it is not released by officially it is not released to public. That we should not use TLS 1.4. We are not sure is there any bugs are existing or is there any code related issues are existing. Is there any third party software related issues are existing or libraries and packages related issues are existing. Unless otherwise, so TLS version 1.4 general availability and it is available to public or our end users or customer or operational release cycle, then only we have to go and we have to use it 1.4. So beta version, it's like one type of development environment. Still it is in development environment. So those environments, we can call it as a alpha, beta, gamma. Otherwise, we can call it as a development environment, testing environment, production environment, mirror lab. There are so many different ways we can go and we can discuss about these environments. Every organization, they can go and they can use their different terminology. Okay. So I will go and I'll explain that one also. So currently we are using TLS 1.2 and TLS 1.3. As I said, TLS 1.2 is going to become legacy by 2025 December month. So TLS 1.3, it has some time. So even 2026 also we can use. So in this year itself, even TLS 1.4 also is going to release by so our transport layer security, and then we can go and we can use TLS 1.4 also. Okay. So now this TLS 1.2, TLS 1.3, TLS 1.4, it has a strong ciphers, strong cryptography algorithms like Diffie-Hellman or elliptical cryptography or LGAML or knapsack or RSA or DSA. These are the different types of strong ciphers or strong cryptography algorithms can be used by TLS 1.2 or TLS 1.3 and TLS 1.4. Now coming back, so as I said, so already we discussed about OpenJDK under the software development lifecycle, and we have seen about general availability. Whenever we are saying general availability, so nothing but all the customers are public, they can go and they can use it. So this version or this terminology or nomenclature, we can go and we can define in the different ways. So development environment, testing environment. Next one is production environment. Before going to production, non-production environment, on production environment. When you say production environment, it is like a general availability. So meaning what? So that feature or that product or that mobile feature, that application feature, that OT feature, we can go and we can use it. So that is called general availability, or that is also called a production environment. We can go and we can deploy in the whatever new feature it is coming, we can go and we can deploy in our organization also. So now coming back, this is part of the software development lifecycle itself. In my X company, what are the different types of the software development lifecycle, production and non-production and development environment and testing environment, different types of the environments we are using. We are using requirement phase, we are using design phase, we are using development phase 1, development phase 2. Any mistakes are doing the development phase 1, once again they can go and they can verify under development phase 2. So next one, testing phase 1. The testing phase we can call CIS, testing phase 1. And after that CMIS, testing phase 2. Thereafter, once again we are using mirror lab. So mirror lab is nothing but before going to release that feature or product or mobile or application into the development, I mean customer location. So we are going and we are testing everything in the mirror lab also. Then finally we are going and we releasing that feature to the public. So production or general availability. These many environments we created as part of my organization. Okay, it's up to us. So whether we can go and we can use the multiple development environments on pages, or can we go and can we use directly requirement phase, design phase, development phase, testing phase, and general availability phase. Okay, because our product is completely, it's like a public safety. These product can be used by Navy officers, Army officers, traffic police officers, police department, healthcare department, and so on. That's why these many pages we are going and we are testing and we are developing and we are testing in the mirror lab. That is like a non-production. And finally, we are releasing to the public without having any security issues, and also not related to any performance related issues or latency or jitter related issues and so on. Why I'm bringing this topic now? Be it, okay, couple of organizations, they will call it as requirement phase, design phase, development phase. Under the development, once again, alpha, beta, gamma. Next one is testing phase. So testing phase. Then finally, release phase. Release nothing but here general availability. So now currently TLS version, they are using this terminology, nothing but same as it is. But each and every company and every organization, they can go and they can define their terminology. Maybe it is different, but they'll follow the software development life cycle. Nothing but requirement phase, design phase, development phase, and testing phase, and operational phase. Whenever we are referring the so development or testing or alpha, beta, gamma, nothing but it's not released officially to the public. It is not can be used by the public or customers or maybe clients and so on. Okay. So nothing but finally what I want to say, TLS 1.4, it is in development environment or testing environment. So once everything is fine and there are no bugs are existing, there are no threats are existing, there are no vulnerabilities are existing, everything pen test is correct, then they can go and they can release to the public. Okay. That one I'm guessing in this year itself, they are going to release to the public. Okay. So that is about overall SSL and TLS. Now, SSL TLS certificates. So these SSL-TLS certificates, when we can use, actually we can remove SSL, but long days onwards, we are using SSL-TLS, SSL-TLS, we are continuing the terminology. Basically, we are using nowadays TLS certificates only. Okay. So now under this one, so TLS side or SSL side, so every organization will maintain the two different types of applications. What are those two different types of application? One is called internal application and second one is called external application. So before going to this one, every organization will maintain two different types of applications. So those applications are, first one is internal applications. So second one is external application. When you say external, it is facing to the public. External are internet facing applications. This one already we discussed. So internal applications examples are internal applications examples are example take our income tax declaration. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So take example of our internal application, every organization it can maintain. Example income tax declaration. So income tax declaration can't be submitted by other people. So within the organization, whatever they are following, like a one click, for example, Cognizant. So one console or the user console, something like that, Infosys we can call it as. So these are all the ways it can go and it can define the our internal application. Example timesheet. Timesheet within the employees or within the organization we can go and we can submit. Not everybody public. Why public? They can go and they can submit the timesheet. Timesheet why we have to submit? Whether we are coming to the office or not, whether we are working per day 9 hours or not. So timesheet every week, our manager he can go and he can verify whether we are working 9 days, 9 hours or not. Then finally he can approve it. That is called timesheet. In the similar way, leaves approval part. Whenever you are getting sick leave or whenever you are getting holidays or and whenever you are taking any leave. So those cases we can go and we can apply not in the public websites like a Facebook or YouTube or Gmail or Yahoo Mail and so on. Every organization will maintain the internal application or internal portal. Example HR portal. So HR portal also internal application. So we can go and we can use within the organization whatever HR portal we are going to use it. Example explicity or example ADP. Example there are so many portals are available. Okay. So next one, all the security, all the software tools. So not only software, even when I say referring to software here, not only belongs to one dedicated to security point of view, even DevOps team, whatever tools they are using, machine learning team, whatever tools they are using, Power BI, whatever tools they are using, each and every team, whatever tools they are using. So that is also a part of internal application. So why DevOps tool can be used by public? Why SecOps tool can be used by public? Whether we can give the tool access to the public? When you say public here, each and every customer. Okay. So all the software tools, so that may be any internal stakeholder, machine learning or artificial intelligence or so data science or Hadoop or big data or cloud computing or DevOps or SecOps or cyber security and so on. So those software tools, it is applicable to within our organization part. So these applications or these tools, we can refer as internal applications or internal tools. So obviously, if you want to access these tools, compulsory we have to go and we have to access via through virtual private network. Even couple of other tools also will explain. Jira, ticketing tool, ServiceNow, ticketing tool. So our security tools like EDR tool, firewall, proxy, so NADS, NAPS, web application firewall, cyber security SIM tool, so email gateway or email security solutions, DLP tools, and so on. All those tools also are internal tools. We will not give the access to the public. So that's why these tools, these applications, we can call it as internal applications or internal tools. If you want to access these tools, compulsory users must be accessed via through VPN. It's a mandatory. If you want to access internal applications or internal tools, compulsory users should log in via VPN, virtual private network. Thereafter, users should log into our internal applications or tools. But whether all the companies are implemented this process? No, not exactly. So as per ISO 27001, it's one of the very, very famous complaints. So most of the cases, companies, any company, so like a Jira or ServiceNow, especially SaaS-based applications. So that SaaS-based tools, nothing but software as a service, pay as you go. You can go and you can utilize the service. For that one, you can go and you can pay the amount, how much you are utilizing the service. Okay, so that is called pay as you go. So now, most of the case, software as a service tools, whenever came into the market, those applications, even we can go and we can access via internet without any VPN connection. But that should not be accepted. As per the ISO 27001, even though it is ticketing tool, even that SaaS-based tool, even though it is any internal application or HR portal or timesheet updates or leave approval path or security tools like ServiceNow or Jira or EDR or firewall or proxy or SIM tool or Sophos EDR or vulnerability management, compulsory we have to access through VPN. But so many companies are missing out that one. So any organization, if they are doing any auditing kind of thing, so external auditor or maybe internal auditor, obviously he can identify this one as a gap and he will say and he will give the suggestion stating that so compulsory these application you can go and you can access via VPN only. So otherwise those applications or tools are getting compromised, then obviously we have unauthorized access or sensitive data exposure. For example, take Sophos EDR tool or essential vulnerability management tool or SAM tools. So these tools publicly from your personal laptop, you are able to access. Maybe if I know about your username and password, I can go and I can log in and I can delete couple of configurations. So that's why. So VPN, it will act as additional security control. It's like a defense in depth approach. Okay. So these are all internal applications. Then what is internet facing applications? Internet facing applications are external applications. Anybody can access from the personal mobile or personal laptop or personal MacBook and personal workstation desktop or otherwise bring your own device. So from anywhere all over the worldwide, if we have the internet, we can go and we can access that applications. Couple of examples are all social media networking websites. So under this one already, you know, I no need to say LinkedIn or Gmail or Yahoo Mail or so YouTube or Instagram or Twitter and so on. So these applications, anybody can access if you have the internet and if you have the account. Nothing much is publicly accessible if you have the internet. That is external facing applications. Second one, all company portals. So meaning here www.tcs.com, www.google.com, www.wipro.com. So if you want to apply any job in the Infosys or maybe Wipro or maybe TCS or Accenture and so on, so obviously, so they will give access to you that particular career portal. We can go and we can apply. That is publicly accessible. So all company portals, any company portal that is accessible to the public. All gaming sector portals, all gamings. So what are games these children's or peoples are trying to use it, like video games and so on. So those gaming websites also publicly accessible. Not on this one, there are so many. In our day-to-day life, there are so many applications. All are most of the case internet facing. All financial applications. Like a Phone Pay or Google Pay, all traveling applications. All retail websites applications. sports channels, new channels, and so on. So anything, anybody can access from anywhere if you have the account and if you have the internet. So obviously that one we'll consider as a internet facing application, or otherwise we can call it as a external application. Those application can be accessed by anybody across the universe if they have user have the account and user have the internet access. Okay. Now why I'm bringing all this topic now? Whenever if you want to purchase any SSL TLS certificates for internal applications, we no need to go and we no need to purchase or we no need to spend any money. So why? Because these applications we are accessing through VPN, virtual private network, and also for internal applications, we can go and we can download the certificate. That certificate we can call self-signed certificate. What do you mean certificate here? SSL TLS certificate types are so first one is called self-signed. When you say self-signed, we can generate that certificate either from the our server or database or application or tool. That's called self-signed. Generating the certificate from the tool or application or server or database and so on. That's called self-signed. Then what is purchase a certificate? So certificate authority, CA means certificate authority. So we are purchasing from the third party, commercial. This is free of cost. By the way, self-signed is a free of cost. Okay. So now purchase a certificate, we have to spend money on the purchasing of this certificate from the certificate authority. So that certificate authority examples, couple of vendors we do have. Those examples are how to purchase the certificate from third party certificate authority. Okay, now under this one, what are the couple of example vendors we do have? Example vendors, you know already, DigiSet. It is becoming very, very popular now. Most of the companies are using DigiSet. You know very well one of the website name,
GoDaddy.
GoDaddy. Yes, you are right. So next one is VeriSign. So next one is Symantec. So next one is Komodo. Komodo also is very, very famous one. So PKI, public key infrastructure. So next one is RHL IDM. Okay. So Google Trust Services, GTS. Let's go and see a couple of websites so that you can understand it practically. So first I will go and I'll explain self-signed certificate where we can go and we can generate the certificate. So this one already is shown under the necessary essential. We can go and we can download the certificate. Now I'm opening the firewall. So for that one, I will log into the firewall. So regular firewall, we are using like a FortiGate. So after that, I'll give the username and password like a demo. So then I'm clicking on the login button. Where to generate the certificate I'm showing. Even you observed when you deployed our necessary essential tool, on top of the tool, we have seen local host HTTP. But that should be like HTTPS. We have to generate the certificate from the our own tool itself, and then we have to apply. Otherwise, backend we can go to the server and we can download. And that's without VPN, we directly went and we logged into the necessary essential tool as a part of the vulnerability management. But compulsory, we have to access through VPN. Okay, as a demo purpose, I said like just install the tool and just go on, you can scan the, okay, one of the asset, that asset like your laptop I provided, right? Yeah. Now where we can go and we can download the certificate here. You can see certificates tab, left hand side. Under the system, can you see certificate? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now here we have to generate the certificate. Whenever if you want to generate the certificate, what we have to provide, especially name of the certificate and subject. So that subject nothing but location, where the tool is deployed. So where the our application is deployed. So that location of the, so everything we have to provide, and comments and issued by. So Fortinet. So within the, okay, so Fortinet company, they went and they generated all the certificate. It's self-sent certificate. Okay. So this is the place where we can go and we can generate this certificate. Now we don't have any option. We do have the one of the option name is called add option here on top of the edit beside, and we have to click on the add option. Then we have to provide the name of the certificate like a firewall certificate. Then you have to provide the subject. Subject nothing but where the firewall is deployed. Example, firewall is deployed under the State Bank of India, Mumbai location. Then on that scenario, I will give the, so country name equals to India, and okay, state equals to Maharashtra, and location, okay, so Mumbai, and so on, and pin code. So this is the way how we can go and we can generate. After that, after generating the certificate, then we can go and we can deploy here. This is the place we can go and we can deploy. So this is called self-send certificate generation part. Okay. Now let's go and discuss about third party. When is a third party here? Let's go and see couple of websites like a Google. Previously, Fortinet is our internal tool because every organization will maintain, it will purchase firewall as a part of the our internal tool, that is the equivalent to our security tool under the network security. So now coming back to external applications. Now I opened google.com. Let's just go and click on the, so Google dot on the HTTPS BIS side. Click on the connection is secure and the certificate is valid. You can see here now Google Test Services. So that is the certificate authority name. So for which domain or which common name they purchased for the google.com. Google, they have their own customized, okay, so generating of the certificate, there is no need to depending on any other third party. Okay, this is one of the example. So what is the here certificate authority name? GTS, Google Test Services. In this similar way, let's go and discuss about couple of other websites like ICICI Bank. So click on the connection is secure and certificate is valid. This one they purchased from the Entrust. So organization name is SSL Corporation. They purchased from SSL Corporation. So we got one more name, SSL Corporation. So this certificate authority name. Okay, in this similar way. So HDFC Bank. So connection is secure. Certificate is valid. And GeoTrust. Disease set. Already I told you this one is disease set. Okay. So from the disease set, this is the place where we can go and we can purchase the certificate. For each and every, you can see here only one domain. What is the domain name here? www.hdfcbank.com. And previous one, so www.icicbank.com. And previous one, google.com. Okay. So these are all the legitimate domains, legitimate, okay, so websites names. But attacker will use for the deface or fake websites names. Okay. So now this is the place where we can, if you want to purchase any certificate from these certificate authority vendors, for that one we have to pay for one domain. Based on my experience, I'm saying I worked on the two tools. One is called PKI and also I worked on the Komodo. So these tools I worked on. For each and every domain, we have to pay $200. One domain, if you want to purchase any certificate for internet facing application, then we have to pay $200. So now multiple domains are there. Under the google.com, there are so many domains. Example, google.com and gmail.com. So then we do have Google Chat, Google Docs, Google Drive, okay, Google Meet, Google Calendar, and so on. So how many subdomains are existing? There are so many subdomains are existing. For each and every subdomain and domain also you have to purchase. For Google itself, we can go and we can purchase for 10 domains. So 10 into $200, that one equivalents to, so $2,000 only we have to spend on the google.com website as a main website. Okay. In case in our organization, 100 applications are contained, that too, it's facing to the internet, then 100 into $200, that one equivalents to $20,000. Only for certificates itself, we have to pay $20,000. For deploying the tool, we have to pay additional implementation cost. Okay. If we have the 1000 application, then in that scenario, or 1000 domains we do have, then we have to pay 200K USD dollars, or otherwise 2 lakh USD dollars. Only for spending the certificate purchase itself. So we are making too much of expensive cost. But whether we have the budget to purchase all these certificates, so that's why what we have to do to reduce the cost, all these things can be calculated by our managers and directors. Managers and directors can be calculated all these things basically. So how much revenue are generating by our security team, and how much salaries we are paying, and how much overall income cost, sorry, overall income, how much revenue and how much expenses, everything they will calculate. Nobody will work for losses, right? Obviously, some hope and dream will be there to succeed in the business. So obviously, if the revenue is lesser than the expenses, who will do business? So these things can be done and calculated by our directors each and every year of the December month or other February month. So respective directors of the security team, they can go and they can make like a budget. How much budget it is required for the endpoint security, how much budget is required for the network security team and cyber security SOC operations or application security and so on. Okay, so that one will be taken care by our directors. Okay, so here business also it's very important. Once you are going into the ladder of the our security designations, then you will come to know about all these parameters. Okay, so now why I brought all this topic now? For example, in our organization, total 1000 applications. Out of 1000 applications, so 600 applications belongs to internet facing, and remaining 400 applications are belongs to internal application or otherwise machine learning team they are using. Okay, so couple of tools, or DevOps team they are using couple of tools, Power BI they are using couple of tools related to reporting, and security team they are using couple of tools and so on. All those are 400 application. So now only for concentrating on the external facing websites, you can purchase the certificate. Nothing but internet facing. But internal applications, we no need to purchase any certificate. Why? Because if the user wants to access the application, or attacker wants to access the application, or an attacker wants to compromise the application or tool, obviously you need VPN credentials. If he doesn't know about VPN credentials, then how he will compromise our internal tool or internal application? It's impossible. So VPN, it will act like additional security control, and also our internal application, whatever authentication authorization we are giving, that one also additional security control. So this approach we can call it as defense in depth approach, or defense in layer of the approach. Okay, so what I'm final conclusion here now, for this one we can go and we can generate self sign with free of cost. So for 600 applications, you can go and you can pay money for each and every domain, whatever. So from the certificate authority, you are purchasing the certificate. Okay, so 600 into $200. So that one will come. Okay, so $1,200. Not 1,200. 600 into 2. 612. Yeah, $120K. Okay. So this is the way difference between self-signed versus our purchase CS certificate. Now I will write a tabular format, whatever we discussed. So left hand side self-signed certificate, right hand side purchased CS certificate from the third party. When you say third party here, certificate authority, vendor name, like a GoDaddy or GeoTrust or otherwise Entrust, GTS. We have seen right couple of examples just now. So now under this one, self-signed certificate can be generated within the tool or application or server. After generating, we can go and we can deploy. Deploying is not our scope. Deploying can be done by application developer or servers team. Okay, what is our role? I'll explain later. Purchase the CS certificate otherwise. CS certificate can be purchased from third party vendor or authority. Okay, so that is the first point. What is second point? Most of the cases for internal applications or internal tools, we will deploy self-signed certificate. So what about purchase CS certificate for internet facing or otherwise external applications? For internet facing or external applications, we can purchase from third party authority. Okay, so that is the main difference between self-signed versus purchase CS certificate. If you are purchasing the certificate or if you are generating the certificate from either tool or maybe from the certificate authority, what is the advantage basically? So it will prevent all man in the middle attack or WASP top 10 category of the attack or otherwise SANS top 25 category of the attack or session hijacking category of the attack, and also even identity category of the attacks can be prevented and blocked. So first of all, we should know whether response is coming back from the legitimate website or fake website or deface website. So that is the importance of our certificate authority or self-signed certificate, whatever we are purchasing it or we are generating it. So what is the importance of the certificates? First of all, it will provide confidentiality, it will provide privacy, it will provide integrity, it will provide authentication, it will provide authorization part, and it will prevent all WASP top 10 category of the attack, and it can be prevented session hijacking category of the attack. It can be prevented man in the middle category of the attacks. Why? Because so attacker, even though he will come as a middleman, he doesn't know about encrypted key. So what are we are sharing in between client and server? SSL TLS certificate, whenever you are discussing, please remember morning topic, mutual TLS authentication mechanism. Okay. So why we have to use these SSL TLS certificates? So the reason behind this one, to block or prevent or alert WASP top 10 category of the attacks. So second category, identity category of the attacks. So who has done what? Traceability, everything we can go and we can see. Security reasons, like it, when you say security reasons, it will provide confidentiality, encryption, because everything data, whatever we are exchanging in between our website to our backend server, it will make like a private communication channel or encrypted channel. Okay, so that confidentiality, privacy, trustworthy or integrity, then authenticity or authentication otherwise, and authorization part. So to eliminate this one, and a couple of other category of the attacks also, it can go and it can prevent and it can block it. Couple of other miscellaneous category of the attacks, like couple of other miscellaneous category of the attacks. What are those attacks? Example, MITM. What is MITM? Man in the middle attack. Session hijacking. CSRF attack, cross-site request forgery. Click jocking attack, and so on. If you are using this one. So most of the cases at the time of the interview, how they will expect. So if you want to prevent any attacks on the websites, so what we have to go and we have to use MTLS authentication mechanism. We can go and we can implement. Additionally, a digital signature using certificate authority, we can go and we can purchase it, so that it can go and we can prevent all the, not all, at least 50% of the web security related attacks can be prevented or blocked or maybe monitored, maybe alerted. So what is the answer here? You have to say certificate authority is the correct answer. So if you want to prevent any website or web security or application security category of the attacks, what we have to do? So we have to implement WASP top 10 category of the policies and procedures under the web application firewall. And also we have to purchase the SSL certificate from the certificate authority. So this is the way how you can give the answer. Okay. Now, do you think that this certificate can be valid for only 1 year or 2 years or lifelong? We can go and we can purchase it. It's not like that. So we can go and we can purchase it for 1 year or maybe 2 years or maybe 3 years or maybe 5 years. Okay, let's go and see now practical way. Example, HDFC Bank. So they purchased the certificate on March 2nd, 2025. And at 6 o'clock, they deploy it in Mumbai location. And when it is going to expire? It is going to expire April 3rd, 2026. Nothing but they purchased for approximate 1 year, not approximate, they purchased for 1 year. After 1 year, what we have to do now? So after 1 year, we have to renew the certificate. We have to renew that certificate. Who will take care of that job? That job will be taken care by our security team. What is our security roles and responsibilities in this scenario? Deploying of the certificate is not our role. Deploying the certificate can be done by either server team or application team. But providing the validating or consultancy or advisory or suggestion, which symmetric cryptography technologies we can use, which asymmetric cryptography technologies we can use, and also when the certificate is going to expire it, and what is the key rotation. So, and can we retrieve the existing certificate or not? Can we reduce the budget or not? Those things can be taken by us. I'll provide that information. So this for 1 year. Now, additionally, this certificate, it contains common name. Common is nothing but our domain name. What are websites we are going to deploy. So now you can see certificate, this is the hash value, and this is the public key. Now, whenever I'm trying to access, for example, I'm trying to access HDFC Bank. So now personal bank, I'm logging. Login. So net banking. So netbanking.hdfcbank.com. So now if I want to log into my account, for example, I'm giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Example, it's not my anyway, my not user ID. So now whenever I'm clicking on the continue, so whatever certificate that contains the public key, what is the certificate contains the public? This public key, it can be shared with us. In between my web browser to respect to our, respect to backend of the HDFC Bank server, it has the public key. That key can be shared. Using that key, I will encrypt, and they have their own encrypted decrypted key. Using the decrypted key, HDFC Bank, it will go and it will decrypt it, and whatever money or loan or two-wheeler or maybe life insurance or health insurance or home loan or personal loan, whatever money I want to transfer, I can go and I can do that. So this is the way how the overall MTLS authentication mechanism it can work. Okay, now it is using this SHA-256. SHA-256 is like integrity hashing algorithm. Hashing algorithm. What are the different hashing algorithms we discussed in the morning class? We discussed about three hashing algorithms: MD5, SHA-1, SHA-256. MD5 and SHA-1 is already legacy or obsolete. I told you already. And SHA-256 like it's a newer one. Okay, we can use always this SHA-256. Okay, so next one, if you are going to details tab, so now you can see this particular certificate are purchased from the disease set. It's a certificate authority name. And you can see here, what is the certificate cryptography algorithm they are using? They are using the RSA. Okay, RSA is a Rivest, Shamir and Adelman. It contains 1024, 2048 and 4096 and 512 bit size. Okay. So it's a RSA algorithm. It's a asymmetric cryptography algorithm. Now click on the version. So TLS version 1.3. So just now what a theoretical we discussed, it's a practical now. Version is 3 here. TLS version 1.3. So TLS version 1.3 is a strong ciphers it can be used. Strong cryptography algorithm it can be used. Just you can compare theoretical versus practical now. Whatever we discussed in the yesterday evening class, today morning class, and also whatever we are discussing now. So in these three classes, whatever theoretical we discussed, you can compare with the practical session. Now whatever I'm showing, it's like a practical now. Okay. So now serial number of the certificate, every vendor, they can maintain the certificate serial number, which customer that purchased the certificate name. Example, you purchased one of the mobile or maybe laptop, every OEM vendor, it can provide the serial number so that whenever they are raising any issue, so then based on the your serial number only, they can go and they can validate where exactly customer is located and what is the problem. So all those verifications like a warranty kind of thing, as I mentioned several times in the class. Certificate signature algorithm, it's a PKS SHA-256 with RSA encryption. So SHA-256 is like integrity hashing algorithm, and RSA, it's a asymmetric cryptography algorithm. Okay. Issuer is disease set obviously, and where this one is located? This one is located, let's go and see here. So diseaseset.com, and it is in the US. This company location, nothing but our authority, wherever the certificate we are purchasing from, that issuer authority from the USA. But where the certificate is deployed, certificate is deployed in the Mumbai HDFC Bank. So validity already we have seen. So it is going to expire April 6th, 2026. And these are all the public and private keys. It will be exchanged using the our mutual TLS authentication mechanism. Yeah. So that is about overall. So practical way. Same thing you can go and you can validate couple of other websites like Google or Facebook or Instagram or YouTube and so on. Okay. Now, what is security role? What is security role in cryptography? Yesterday, I have shown one of the job description also. Hope you remember encryption, HSM, hardware security module, cryptography, algorithms, dedicated to they want to validate these persons' soul, identity and digital signature, everything. What is security role in the cryptography or otherwise part of the our SLTLS certificates? So first and foremost, provide consultation to the developers or any internal stakeholder. In generic, I am saying or internal stakeholder for, so for what purpose we are providing the consultation here? To use which type of cryptography algorithms? Okay, and TLS versions. So second role, what you have to do, validate the or monitor the certificate when it is going to expire. How we can monitor? Not through manual way. For this one also we do have the couple of tools. In the sim tool also we can go and we can create one of the correlation rule. Otherwise, what our tool are we are purchasing part of the hardware security module or maybe our part of the cryptography side, we can go and we can create based on the team wise. So then finally, when the certification is going to come, once you are providing the application name, then automatically it will go and it will fetch the data from the web application and it will provide when it is going to expire it. So monitor the certificate when it is going to expire and take the appropriate action or inform to other stakeholders. Take the appropriate actions. Yes, please.
May I know, we have set this alarm type something for the expiry.
Yes, yes, correct. So as I mentioned, we can go and we can keep that threshold or when the certificate is going to expire. So that application name along with the date and time. So once you are providing the tool, as I said, a couple of tools are existing for monitoring these certificates also. So now whenever any trigger or condition or algorithm it will match, automatically that notification it will come at least. We have to make it like a 1 week before that certification going to expire. Yes. Coming back to our question, yes, we can go and we can make it like alarm for a week at least before when the certificate is going to expire it.
Okay, sir. So what tool we have using like in cyber as a cyber security engineer? Yeah,
Komodo we can use, PK we can use, and so then we can use VeriSign, we can use rkcybertechnology, we can use. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
So next one is validate the SSL TLS certificate once internal stakeholders are purchased. So once the internal stakeholders are purchased, ask them to share that certificate with you and validate all the cryptography algorithms and TLS versions and everything. So this one in the form of either PKS format or PLM format. Just now we have seen this one already. So example, PKCS, I think, yeah. File format. Yeah, PKCS, correct. PKCS format or PLM format. So any of the one format respect to stakeholder, respect to vendor, they will give to us. It is not like a .ppt or .executable or .doc or so DLL and so on. File format. PKCS or PKS or other PLM. Certificate file format. So last but not least, on the additional thing is key rotation. When the public key or private keys are going to delete or retrieve or modify, those things also we can verify. Keys can be added or deleted or modified or stored or retrieved from the existing database can be done. How it is possible? It is possible through HSM. So for this one, we have to use separate tool. For monitoring, we have to use separate tool. For storing of the keys and secrets and passwords, everything can be using separate module. One is called HSM, hardware security module. So why we can use this one? For key adding and key deletion, key modification, key storing and key retrieving part. And also we do have the cloud side, very, very famous one, Key Vault from Azure, KMS from both Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud Platform, GCP. Then RHL IDM directly, they have their own for storing of the keys. HashiCorp, Key Vault. It's one of the open source tool. So now they made it like a commercial one. Okay. HashiCorp, these are the additional tools. There are so many, not only this one, there are so many. So, but these places, even I can say CyberArk. CyberArk is not only just about identity and access management and privilege access management, even what are passwords we are using, what are keys we are using, what are secrets we are using. So wherever any PII data or PHA data, it's a confidential one. We can go and we can store in this particular modules. Okay, so these are the couple of tools related to key adding, key deleted, key modification, key storing, and key retrieved. So what is my key here? Key is nothing but here. So our public and private keys, where it can store. It is a combination of both characters and numbers once again. Just now we have seen public key for HDFC Bank. So this is the way how these keys we have to store. These keys we should not store in our either Word document or notepads or Excel sheets and so on. Why we should not store? What is the reason behind this one? In case any attacker is using the password cracking tools or secrets cracking tools. So our keys cracking tools like a John the Ripper or Mimikatz. So there are so many other tools also. Password cracking tools are available. So when I say password, not just password, like keys or secrets and passwords. So wherever any PII data confidential one, PHA data confidential is existing, if you want to store all those, then which tools we have to use? We have to use HSM or Key Vault or KMS or RHLIDM or HashiCorp or CyberArk. There are so many other tools also existing. Okay. So last one is salting. Hashing already I told you. So salting, what do you mean salting? First, so hashing is nothing but it is a digital representation of the file or digital representation of the password. So how the passwords can be stored? So hash value or hashing. Passwords directly cannot store in the plain text or clear text. Passwords always store in the database. It is as a hash value. Okay. So passwords can be stored in the backend database as a hash value. So nothing but it is combination of both characters and numbers. Where we discuss this concept under the authentication failure category of the attack. So pass the hash attack and rainbow table attack. Those two attacks, when I explain, already I told that time itself. Password it will store only in the form of the characters and numbers. So I even opened the MD5 hash value generator and explained how the password at the rate of 123 or password or 1234567 it can go and it can store in the backend database as a combination of both characters and numbers. So digital representation of the passwords can be represented using the hashing algorithm or hash value. Even file also can be represented using 3. So hash value only. Even passwords also can be represented using the hashing only. Then what is salt value? So salt value meaning here, whenever user is providing, for example, so I'm opening Facebook now once again. I'm providing the, okay, so username and password. So my password already is storing in the backend database of our Facebook backend server or database server. So that hash value is always like a constant. So it will, example, if I want to explain that one. So let's go and generate hash value generators. So take example MD5 hash value generator. Now here I'm providing password at the rate of 123 for suppose my Facebook password and generate. Now in the Facebook backend database, it can be stored this password as a, so SHA, this is the one example. So this one is constant. But if the attacker knows about the already hash value or plain text password, then he can go and he can retrieve it using the pass the hash attack. Okay, along with the, okay, so our mobile number or email address, otherwise password. So in the password field, either he can provide the plain text password or otherwise he can provide the, so our digital representation of the hash value of the password. Then he can go, he can log into the respective our Facebook application. Now to eliminate the drawback, what our companies are doing, not companies, it's a generic problem, how we are fixing the problem. Every time one of the anonymous number, it will be generated. That anonymous number, once again, combination both characters and numbers. Even the attacker knows about the hash value, he doesn't know about the alt value. So example, now I'm giving the my phone number along with password and click on the login button. One of the salt value will be generated in front of the my password. Okay, then only it can go and it can retrieve and able to log into the Facebook application. Okay, now, so if the attacker, he knows about the our password and he knows about the hash value, he doesn't know about the salt value what I'm using. Okay, so that's why we have to implement salt value option also by developers whenever these people are making like application development. If you don't have the any hash value, salt value, then attacker can guess our username and password easy way. Okay, so salt value, one more thing. So as I said, it is like anonymous number and it's like a random number. Every time it will not generate same salt value. Every time whenever I'm retrieving my password, I'm able to log into the Facebook application as a home. It cannot generate same salt value for each and every time. So that value is like a randomly it is generated or anonymously it is generated for each and every time whenever I'm able to log into the application. So this is the way how the authentication failure category of the attacks can be prevented using the pass the hash attack and rainbow table attack. Okay. Salt value, it is a random value generated or used in front of the password. So what is mean by this one? Example. So my Facebook username, 7095231234. Example. My password at the rate of 123. So this is my Facebook username and password. Example. Now, so whenever I'm able to log into the Facebook application or Facebook application. Now this is the hash value. This is like a constant. It will not change. Now first attempt I'm going to log in Facebook application. So now, so this is the hash value. So password at the rate of 123 hash value. This is constant. But in front of the hash value, salt value will be generated. As I said, this is like a random number. First attempt, it is generating like ABC23DEF. Now I can be able to log into the application. Now I already logged out and I get a leisure time. Then once again, I'm able to log into the next half an hour. So Facebook second time. So now, so this hash value is same as it is. It will not change. but salt value, don't think like always salt value will be same as it is. So randomly generated one, once again, that new number may be example like a GHI 456 KLM. So this is the way we can, it will generate the salt value so that we can fetch our database, our authentication part. Why we have to use this concept? Why developers has to develop salt value in front of the hash value to eliminate, pass the hash category of the attacks, along with that one rainbow table category of the attack. Okay. So that is the importance of this salt value and hash value. I think I covered cryptography, everything. Okay, so there is no pending topic on the cryptography. But as I said, there are so many questions, but SSL TLS certificate said just you can ignore it. This SSL TLS certificate, nobody will ask any questions. Just for understanding purpose only, I told you. Nobody will ask any question under this topic. Just for, because even you should know about, I can skip this topic, but I don't want to. Okay, so, but as I said previously, what are topics we discussed under the integrity, under the mutual TLS authentication mechanism, symmetric and asymmetric, hybrid cryptography, these are all very, very important topics. Okay. In the tomorrow class, I will start web application firewall. It will take, I think, half an hour. After completing that one, I will go with WASP top 10. Please don't skip tomorrow class. It's very, very important.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys, then see you tomorrow.
Sir,
7:30
please
a.m. IST
upload.
class we do have. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Could you upload
Yeah,
yesterday class
sorry,
today?
guys. Yeah, sure. I will do that. Apologies. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good night.